I'm mute. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing today? I'm still adjusting stuff, but so far so good. Got it. Here we go. The sound should come in now. Still no sound? Really? Yeah, here I am. With my stupid hair all over the place. I can hear your thoughts. Audio is fixed now too. Hi everyone. How's everyone doing today? Last few weeks have been really, really cool, haven't they been? So, why am I here today, and why is this stream named Hypocrisy? Thy name is Steve McRae et al. That is a reference from our from my engineering background. When we do research journals and stuff, this is how we refer to multiple authors at a time. So the first author and et al. That's how we do the references. Hi Shesh, Smitty, Keon, Bent, and I saw Roxanne. Hi Roxanne, how you doing? The Goblin Mom is here too. Yes, we have got the chat. I've sort of figured it out in the end, but the moral of the story is, do not go for system updates just when you're about to go live. Not on the same day, at least. Hi, Honest Red. How you doing, mate? Thank you for coming. Thank you for Ink Boy. Hello, everyone. So the big saga happened where Steve and Shesh parted their ways, and a lot of things happened after that. And somehow Steve McRae has coined the term Unirock 2.0 for me, when I have not done anything like that towards him at all. I've been critical of him, but I never stooped that low. I guess he's desperate. You could say that. But it's going to be interesting today with what I'm going to talk about. So, I'll just get up his Twitter. That's what happens when your OBS decides to, take a shit. Let's see if I can get this. He's blocked me on Twitter. Hopefully I can bring it up on an logged out screen. Hopefully that will work for me. Let's see. How's everyone doing? How's it been? How have you been dealing with this fallout, if I may ask? It's been hard, I know. It's not been easy. Okay, here I go. I can bring up his Twitter now. That's cool. Let me see if I can bring up where he talks shit about me. Oh yeah, I can bring that up too. That's cool. Beautiful. And then some. Okay, here we go. So, can I open you? There we go. Beautiful. Confusing somewhat. Yeah, it's been confusing, man. Very confusing. I have kept my criticism of a lot of things on my Twitter, but I'm just astounded at the number of people who have inserted themselves in this situation when they were not part of this situation from the start. We mods were dragged into this by Steve McRae, so we have been involved in this from the start, and we know a lot that has been going on in the background. And it's funny how people are coming in late and telling us that we don't know certain things and assuming on our behalf and being very, very dishonest about things. So we'll clear some things around. We'll clear some air around all that. But I will make this comment. Someone said, oh, I took a personal loan from my father and my father did not expect any returns because all that went into my business initially was sweat equity. When you're borrowing from your relatives, your repayments can be very flexible. But then you still have to come to an agreement on how their repayments will be. If they accept nothing, if you have come to an agreement that I will not accept anything till you start making profits, there's still a talk you had about that. You just did not assume that your family or your father will not expect repayments after you start making profits. So it's funny people try and insert themselves in situations and try and say, but if I was like that, I would do like this. So why does anybody else expect anything otherwise? One, because they're not you. They haven't borrowed from family. They're borrowed from... this is not an issue of borrowing. Yeah, Steve blocked me too. He blocked me. I don't remember the time he blocked me, but he blocked me around the time when I started asking for my money back. Some time around that, if I might say. And that's what we are going to... That's going to be my main topic of discussion today. Steve McRae has been talking shit about me. How I defrauded GoFundMe, or I lied to GoFundMe to get my money back. I will present some receipts for that, and we'll take it from there. So let's see if I can bring this one up. Okay, now you're not working. Oh, here we go. You should work now. Why aren't you working, buddy? See, this is the issue I've been having since morning. Like, it's been, like, making me go numbnuts right now. And I don't know what to do about this. It's, like, driving me nuts. It stops. My screen stops working for some reason. I'll have to get the live chat off from here, I'm afraid. Let me see if it works this way. Not that. Not that. 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 It stops, I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, it pops up here, but it doesn't takes up my other windows for some reason. I don't know why it does that. I'm so sorry. God. Okay, let's try it this way. It's just capturing one window at a time for me. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, here we go. Now it's working. See, it just captures one window at a time. It doesn't capture my other stuff. I don't know why it does that. And it's making me go nuts. Some minor adjustments here and there in the beginning. I don't know. I really need to like figure out why is OBS doing that. Here we go. So, sorry guys. no live chat on the screen at the moment. It's just driving me nuts. Paul Thompson from the live chat. I thought that GoFundMe's FBI Interpol department were after you. Yeah, just like, you know, the YouTube law and international law were after me in another case. Yeah. Definitely. People just... Ugh. I don't know. They think either I'm stupid or they think everyone else is stupid. The biggest attempt in gaslighting has happened in the last few days. So, Steve McRae. He starts off by this. Mania is being investigated by the Trust and Safety Department for filing what is called chargeback fraud. For falsely telling GoFundMe that a card was unauthorized when it was authorized by her. GoFundMe has assured me the GoFundMe is fine and is working to investigate her for fraud. This was, according to me, what I see on my screen is because I'm in New Zealand. This was put up on March 16th, 2022. And it's been how many days now? What's the date today? If I'm not wrong. Today is 26th. Almost a week. Steve, I have a question. What's the conclusion of that investigation for fraud that I was being investigated for? What's there? Or are you going to remove this accusation? Or are you going to go with your fucking bullshit that you go all the time? It's my personal belief that she was accused of, that she did fraud. Or that she defrauded GoFundMe. This is, now I will put on my thinking cap and I will give out a fair criticism that I do with everyone. I've done it in the past, Steve, to by a coincidence who were your contrarians. I've criticized them, and I'm going to criticize you. It's a very serious accusation that you're making against me, involving credit card and chargeback, which could, if it was proven against someone, could land them in a jail in any part of the world. You're accusing me of that, and you provided no proof for it. If we look at the screenshots, this is mine. This is my tweet where I had said, oh, I got my refund from the GoFundMe about where he is raising funds to sue Katie Joy Paulson. And then the next one is just a vague... I'll just make it bigger for you guys. Yeah. So this is just a vague follow-up email from someone. As agreed, I have contacted our payments team to investigate this further. As soon as I have more information, I'll let you know. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Hi Steve, I appreciate all the information provided here. If we need more information, our trust and safety team will reach out to you directly. With kindness, Ada. Where does it say that it's fraud? That they're investigating me for fraud? It doesn't say that. Paul Thompson from the live chat. I'm sure he will refine the term fraud to suit his narrative. Of course he will do that. Because he is now looking like an idiot. Oops. What did I do? Sorry. He fucking looks like an idiot right now. So, people, this is how low Mania has sunk to outright to lie GoFundMe by filing a fraudulent chargeback request, which not only violates terms of service, but is an actual credit card crime. Steve, the GoFundMe says they can give refunds at their discretion. And that's what they did in this case. You don't know what my complaint was, and people have seen the snapshot of what my complaint was. From GoFundMe. And nowhere have I claimed fraud. And nowhere I have said that the donations were unauthorized. I've said nothing like that. Nothing. And you don't know because you don't have a copy of my complaint. Mine is denotations. I don't know what the fuck he means. Maybe donations. That's what he wanted to type. Were not unauthorized as she claimed. She outright lied to GoFundMe. You don't know what my reasons for contacting GoFundMe was, Steve. You'll never know because I've not provided that screenshot to anyone publicly. Privately, yes. Publicly, no. So, where the fuck did you get this from? I'm just wondering. Let me just make this clear. I did not claim that my donations were unauthorized. Let's just say. And you sit there and you accuse me of all this shit. When you have no way of knowing that. So, she lied to GoFundMe. That is a crime. Yes, I reported her for credit card fraud for a fraudulent chargeback. She's being dishonest as F, and her being pissy with me doesn't give her a pass on breaking the law and filing a false report. She wants to be a shitlord. That is on her. Yes, I am a shitlord. I do take that title very seriously. But where's your proof that you reported me, one, for credit card fraud? And number two, that I did ask for a chargeback that fraudulently? Mr. Serious from the live chat, it's not about the money. Remember when he said that? It was about the money. Especially, we saw that in the mod call. Oh yeah, talking about the mod call and the money, there were some people who were going like, oh, why is Shesh asking for 50,000 to get a, what do you say? That someone said, like, it was so funny. Someone said that Shesh is asking 50,000 for her stake of 50% in the NSS show. No, you dipshits. No, you morons. You stupid idiot. Ignorant people who inserted themselves in this situation without knowing anything that has happened in the background. The 50K was for her 2.75 years of wages. If she's an independent contractor, she needs to be paid accordingly for a 2.75 years of work. Get your brains in the right mindset. That's what happens when you regurgitate crap said by other people or told by other people. You don't know what exactly happened. You did not investigate. It sounds like you never listened to the mod call. And some people saying, oh, Shesh, Steve was talking about the channel. Steve was never going, and Steve has said again that he was never going to give up the ownership of the channel. Shesh never contested that. It's not about the channel, just the channel. It's about NSS as a business, of which NSS is an asset. And some people were like, oh, well, why would Steve, that doesn't make any sense. All the other assets are because of the channel. So if Steve's saying he's not going to give up control of the channel, that means he's not going to give up control of the business. Number one, he didn't specify that. And number two, so are you saying if he called Shesh a partner, was he referring to the business all the time? So in turn, the channel also? Is that what you're saying? It's a two-way street, isn't it? For some reason, you morons who say, oh, I am a listener, I'm business-minded, I've been in business this long, you can't get these basics right. It's so annoying, for fuck's sake. Shesh Arvik from the live chat, I still never contested that anyway. Shesh was open to negotiation. She said, okay, You don't want me to be a partner for the business. Fine, I'll work as an independent contractor, but you have to pay me for all the other work I did as an independent contractor. And that 50K was also negotiable. That's what Steve is not telling everyone. So it still astounds me that people are inserting themselves in this situation knowing nothing, taking people out of context. There's a difference when you're talking about a YouTube channel and when you're talking about the business, of which the YouTube channel is an asset. For fuck's sake, get that in your thick heads. Bakas. Drake Feline from the live chat. And there was no such thing as giving up control for Steve as any requirement in any capacity or otherwise in any possible way. Yes. Shash's retirement account. What about the income she received over the 2 years? What income are you talking about, mate? The caffeine corner was a separate thing for which they had a separate setting that Shash would get some percentage of the super chats, and that was just limited to the caffeine corner, not to the NSS thing. And Intrigue Feline Mania. Also, Steve wanted Shesh to be an independent contractor based on his draft. Exactly. Steve wanted Shesh to be an independent contractor. So if he wants Shesh to be an independent contractor, Shesh should be paid for her last 2.75 years of work as an independent contractor. Or is he admitting that he's changing the deal from her being a 50% partner to a independent contractor? Still, then he needs to buy her out. What is it, Steve? You can't have your cake and eat it too. And to all the other morons also who are supporting Steve in this, you can't have your cake and eat it too. For fuck's sake. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about being a YouTuber. That's very kind of you, Gage. Paragon from the live chat. I know it's petty, but Mane has over 3 into the likes Steve has right now. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I'm not interested in being a YouTuber. I have a full-time job outside of this, and I want to keep that. I love that job. So just think that you have pushed me so far that I've come on my obsolete channel, and I'm talking about you. You must have pushed me very far for this. And what pushed me was that, let me just see if I can bring that up. So what Steve did was, he, oh, come on. You want me to log in? I'm not going to log in. Nope. I'm going to just scroll all the way down. I'm going to do it the traditional way. I always had a controlling interest in Final Play. In the channel, nobody contested that, Steve. The thing is that Steve was baiting and switching a lot in the mod call also, and in the mediation call also. He would say, oh, I'm never going to give up the control of the channel. And Shesh would say, yeah, right. And then he's like, so why are you contesting my decisions? And she's like, what? So, guess my 20 years of management and retail economic classes from Texas A&M doesn't count, and over 2 years of accounting courses don't. No, Steve, if you're not able to implement them correctly, they don't count. You're not implementing them correctly, so fuck off with that fucking bullshit. Okay, where is that? Where he brought up that fucking screenshot. Did he delete that? Okay, maybe this is the one. Aha! Found it. I always found my shit. I always find my shit. Okay, let's see if this works. Ta-da. Okay, so this comment Reds made on one of Steve's videos that came out. We'll talk about that also. It was funny. It was very funny. So, trigger warning: when the bottom of the barrel just isn't low enough, you sick fucks weaponize Bull's death. Fuck you, Steve, for weaponizing Bull's death. Let's just say. I'll start with that. You are the one who's weaponizing it. And all there is just a response from oof. Hope they all rot in hell. I really mean it. If you support this sick shit, I'm dead serious. Block me now. Fuck all. You know, this was the sick shit you were running after when this sick shit asked for their money back. Around $2,000 worth of, you know, dollars in the Discord. Yeah. So, Rez posted under a video on Steve's channel, friends don't pay friends. Bull was never Red's and Steve's friend then, I guess. Almost glad he's gone. This is Rez's frustration coming out, but at the same time he was being very specific about his wording because he wanted to drive a message home. Rez took that screenshot and he put it in Shesh's server. In voice channel shenanigans, Steve, which was connected to the general voice channel. And you can see Shesh's saying oof. Oof is something when you're like, I wouldn't do that, but I understand where you're coming from. And more was said in the voice channel by the people who saw that screenshot. You trying to attack Shesh for what Rez said, number one, is bullshit. Shame on you for doing that. And then when people came to you and talked to you about this, you told them they're trolls and blocked them. We have a right to tell you, Steve, about this. We all were connected with Bull one way or the other. I was connected to Bull too. It's been some time since Bull has passed away, and I might have talked about Bull once or twice. Because I don't discuss people who are gone. I don't like them being spoken for. That's me. I don't do that. But today, I'll do that. I'll tell you to fuck off, Steve. How dare you use Bull to attack us? And Shesh and Rez. And you know, Rez made, until that comment that Rez made, I didn't realize. You wanted Bull to be paid, right? For his services, right? Fair pay, right? Then why doesn't Shesh deserve that, according to you? Bull deserves to be paid, but Shesh doesn't. What? Really? And the video that it was commented under, it was video by Rhetoric. He decided to come back and then get himself into all the drama when it's Steve. It's funny how he ignores all his other friends who want his support when they're desperately needing it. Then it's drama, but when it's Steve, it's not drama for some reason. And I can give you a summary of what Red said in that whole 20-minute video. What about the channel, bruh? Me. And friends don't pay friends. This is what he said, word to word. And then he did something stupid of getting my profile pic and scribbling on it like a fucking toddler. Friends don't pay friends? What, Red's Rhetoric? Is that what you're saying? Really? You know what friends do actually? They have your back. And they pay for your shit. They pay for your hard labor. They appreciate it and some more. Perfect example I'll give you. Today's live stream's thumbnail was made by Cheshire, and I paid her and some more for it. She's doing another art piece for me, and I'm paying her for it. I pay her for her hard labor and some more, if I can. The fucking entitlement both Reds and Steve have shown to their friends' time, labor, sweat is fucking infuriating to me right now. Especially Reds. Oh, friends don't pay for friend shit. What? So, and for Steve to say that Shesh took no risk. What risk did you take, Steve? It wasn't your money that was going for the lawyer fee. It was Ruhif's money that was going for lawyer's fee. Not yours. And Shesh did take a risk. She took a risk for her employment. She wasn't employed at that time because she was focusing solely on the non-sec and everything around you and the non-sec show for the last 2.75 years. She put her employment at risk, hoping that she will get something out of the non-sequitur show in future. And if you didn't clarify to her what you meant by the 50-50 partnership, who's at fault as the owner of the channel? You or Shesh? You are at fault, Steve, for not clarifying it. And you know, even if it wasn't clarified and if there was a misunderstanding, you know what friends do? Real friends do? They say, oh my god, I'm so sorry, mate. I did not want this misunderstanding to happen. Tell me, how can I make this better for you? Let's sit down and talk about this and come to an agreement. Not just throw shit all at your friend and just go, I'm out of here. And then just keep coming back to the drama again and dragging everyone with it. This is after when Steve said, oh, I'm out of here, and made that mic drop fucking gif. On his fucking, Twitter. And then he's back at it again. Dragging Reds into this, who clearly has a conflict of interest. Oh, let's talk about that also. There's some morons on internet who just do not know how employment relations work. And especially negotiations and employment relations. If there's a personal conflict of interest, you're not allowed to be a witness. Point blank period. That's why I wasn't a witness. I was a support person for Shesh there. You're not allowed to testify for someone in employment relations when there's a conflict of interest. And Reds had a conflict of interest. Shesh made it clear, which Steve forced Shesh to reveal in the mediation call, which Chris failed to stop from happening. Their relationship did not end on good terms, and it's quite evident that Reds was being biased here when he said friends don't pay friends for friends shit. Then why did you expect money for your camera and shit, dude, when you set up your GoFundMes? Just a, afterthought. Veto power. Fuck. Mika SF from the live chat, you should go and check out her channel. She's amazing. I promoted a shift from some friends that are artists. Not only did I do a free shout out, I paid for the shirt. Oh, I promoted a shirt from some of the friends. So here we are, people paying artists. I don't know what it is about YouTubers, some YouTubers like Steve and Reds, who think they are entitled to artists' hard work and labor and time. I don't get it. $2.75 years and what? $1,000? Are you fucking kidding me? So, now I'll go back to some clips from where Steve has been talking about 50-50 partnerships in the past. The word partner, where he's referred to Shesh as his partner, and even that Shesh is Kyle 2.0. To shut down the fucking bullshit that's coming from the other side. And again, I will repeat, there's a difference between YouTube channel and the non-sequitur as a business, of which YouTube channel would be an asset. Please get it in your thick heads and please fuck off. Alright, here we go. So, this one is from Steve McRae's own channel. Let me see if I can get the date on it. So this was on, let's see, why can't I see the dates on it? It's stupid. Ah, yes. 14th of May 2021. Steve McRae, he's reading one of the filings made in the court against Kyle, I guess. So just listen carefully to what Steve is saying here. Negative exponents from the from the live chat. She did say she chose not to take more than 25%. Dude, don't speak for Shesh. Shesh in the live chat. She can talk about that on her own behalf. So here we go. Let's listen to this. Let me know if you can hear this thing, guys. Yeah. I'm going to mute my. Could you guys hear that? I'll just wait for the live chat to confirm this. What did he say? He said something like, I was like, it doesn't matter who has the control of the channel. Why does it matter? We are partners 50-50. And Shesh never contested the control of the channel. So you are still partners 50-50. May 14th, 2021, ladies and gentlemen, for you, Steve McRae. Oh, you can't hear it? You didn't hear it? No? God dang it. Maybe now you could hear it. I am so sorry. Let's try this again. And my... Okay, let's see.
Me over, right? Now, hindsight, sure, I should have retained control of it, but I had a partner. I was like, it doesn't matter who has control of the channel. Why does it matter? We're partners. 50-50. He knew this, right? And by the way, no, I never told anybody we had a written contract. That's an absolute lie. What I said was we have a verbal contract that's supported in writing, which is the case. It's called a handshake. Me over, right? Now, hindsight, sure, I should have retained control of it, but I had a partner. I was like, it doesn't matter who has control of the channel. Why does it matter? We're partners. 50-50. He knew this, right? And by the way, no, I never told anybody we had a written contract. That's an absolute lie. What I said.
Let's have a look. Why isn't it working? Could you hear that, guys, or not? Just let me know, because I'm trying to get this work. Intrigue feline. Doesn't matter who controls the channel, but now it matters for some odd reason. Yeah, that's what my point was. Good catch, Intrigue feline. So, what was that, Steve? Should I repeat it for you guys? Let's hear this again. It's like, mwah.
Me over, right? Now, hindsight, sure, I should have retained control of it, but I had a partner. I was like, it doesn't matter who has control of the channel. Why does it matter? We're partners. 50-50. He knew this, right?
What did you say, Steve? Partners 50-50, doesn't matter who has control of the channel. Oh my god! Who are those idiots who were saying, oh yeah, if Steve is not going to give control of the channel, then he's not going to give up control of the business. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I would say just ignore negative exponents. And if he makes claims on someone else's behalf, he's speaking for someone, just hide him. He's just derailing this whole shit. Just tell him that. He's not allowed to speak for anyone or anyone's behalf, especially when they're present in the live chat. If he continues to do that, hide him. This is a warning for you, negative. I'm just saying. My patience is very thin today. Alright, let's go to the next clip. This one was on January 26, 2020. This is on Drunken Peasants, Torches and Pitchforks, January 26, 2020. Let's listen to what Steve is saying here. I'm gonna mute myself.
She might screw me over one of these days because she's going to be my partner, but hey, you know, I'm used to that. It's like that's happening.
Listen.
What the fuck was that? She's going to be my partner? Steve, what was that? She was going to be your partner, okay. Let's hear this again. Let's hear this again. Yeah, just to refresh our memories.
Let her screw you over, dude. She might screw me over one of these days because she's going to be my partner, but hey, you know, I'm used to that. It's like that's happening.
Listen, the only way I'm going to screw Steve over, he's going to say something that pisses.
Sorry, I muted myself. My bad. I do that always. So what was that again, Steve? She was going to be a partner? I didn't hear that. Should we hear that again? I guess we could hear that again. Let's see.
Let her screw you over, dude. She might screw me over one of these days because she's going to be my partner, but hey, you know, I'm used to that. It's like that's happening.
Listen, the only way I'm going to screw Steve over, he's going to say something that pisses me off, and I'm going to be on his channel, not the NonSequitur channel. I'm just going to flash the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to go back to the YouTube school. My OBS took a shit today. I don't know why. What's wrong with it? It just took a massive shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to make life hard for you forever. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Alright, we'll get on to the next one. Let's get on to the next one. Let's see. So. The next one is on Steve McRae's own channel. Right? Listen to this one carefully. And tell me your thoughts about this. Here we go.
having an actual partnership agreement has really made this a difficult situation. And it allows for things like one partner to decide on behalf of the partnership, oh, I'm going to pay myself this much. Or even worse, because I don't think he did that, by the way. I do not think Kyle ever said to himself, I am going to pay, Kyle Curtis Enterprises this much money. I think what actually happened is after he spent all the money,
no, I agree with
and after you sued him, he said, well, I guess I did pay myself in the past this much money. So I think he's 100% wrong in that whole approach, but he does deserve to be compensated for his contribution to the partnership.
So
I just couldn't come up with a basis.
Crap on the stand. Well, not going anything happen. It'll make it hard for the judge to rule against service, even though it's the main issue. There's a point to be had on that. Well, but I mean, I've talked to Ben. He's gung ho on this. But okay, so you're right on this. Look, I mean, I even said before, if I had to do it over again, I still would probably do it about the same way. I'm going to revise that a little bit because of all the things that's transpired since then. You got to remember, we did not expect it to go take off. Straight up. I mean, we did not expect.
And I'm muted again, sorry. So this is another one of the clips where he was discussing partnerships. And he was agreeing with the person. Okay, next one. Let's go with this one. Again, Steve McRae. And this is also another one that you should listen to very carefully. Here we go. Am I still muted? I shouldn't be muted now. Come on, please tell me I'm not muted. Please? Please? Am I still muted? God damn it. Not muted? Good. Cool. Man. Okay. So. You hear me? Good. Good. Some people are 30 seconds behind. Ah, okay. No worries. Okay, let's listen to this one. This is Steve talking about partnerships. Here we go.
Agreement. Now, whether that word was spoken or not, I don't even remember, but it doesn't matter. Partnerships, unless dissolved in a business enterprise, is in perpetuity. These people are freaking idiots.
What was that? What was that? Oh my goodness.
Partnerships, unless dissolved in a business enterprise, is in perpetuity. These people are freaking idiots.
And he said that Shesh was going to be his partner. Right? That's what he said here. Sorry, in this one. Shesh is going to be my partner. And what did he say? Partnerships, unless dissolved in a business enterprise, is in perpetuity. These people are freaking idiots. Alright. Kind of trolled my name by accident there. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Steve is so business-minded, seriously. Alright, again, next one. Here we go. This is my kind of the best one I have here. So let's go this. Again, drunken peasants.
Well, no, I have, but that's what Cheshire's for.
Well,
she's Kyle 2.0.
Chesh, I didn't know Chesh was your new partner. I'm only on episode 37.
Well, we haven't got back the show yet. It's my show, but he still has possession of it. But I got Cheshire and I do Caffeine Corner on every.
He's not disagreeing there. That he didn't say Shesh is not his partner. He said Shesh is Kyle 2.0. Steve. You know, I would have accepted if Steve would have said shit. what the fuck did I do? I'm so sorry, Shesh. But it seems like Shesh let on, got work out of her under false pretenses, and then was like, and then tried to gaslight the shit out of her and everybody, who said, well, if you didn't say Shesh was the partner, then what did you mean by it? And it's funny, like, suddenly, like, Steve was like, oh, she's an independent contractor, but she'll get pay for the work I recognize that I pay for her. It's when she is under disadvantage. You know what happens under such circumstances, in such employment relations disputes? The employee gets paid for all the work that the employee has done, regardless of whatever other payments you have given the employee. That's how it happens generally. Their work is recognized for the entirety of the time, not just the time you recognize. Learn something about business mindedness. Let's go there. I'm just astounded. I'm just going to ask those people who were making the comments around, oh, I have done business, I've been in business. I really hope you're not taking undue advantage of a family member by taking their services for so long and not paying them for it fairly under the labor laws of your county or your fucking state or whatever. Just saying. Cheshire Vic, I wonder why Steve isn't speaking for himself. He wouldn't shut up when it came to Kyle and would go on anywhere he could get. But now, not now, he's pretty quiet. Not Twitter or FB, but yes, he's not making videos and shit. Other people are speaking for him on their own channels and their Twitter. Funny how that works. Why, Steve? Is it because we are going to shred your fucking rhetoric apart? Is that what it is? Because that's what I'm doing right now. Smitty, maybe because then he was right and now he's wrong, Shisharvik. Yeah. EMP from the live chat. I'm not even mad at this point. I guarantee Steve will never let this bullshit go though. He's proved narcissist disorder 100%. In fact, I'm happy he's so bad at this, he's already well on his way to implode. Fair assessment, I say. I don't label people as narcissists or psychopaths and stuff. I don't do that because I'm not an expert. But you do you, boo. Historical philosopher Manya. Have you or Cheshire ever considered that Steve decided to screw Cheshire because he realized NSS wasn't going to be the success he thought? That's, if he wanted to, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Steve, but I'll say this. The way he was acting towards Cheshire, before the live streams and during the live streams, he was so cruel to her and he would throw shit at her last minute, and she would be juggling multiple things at that time, and he would try and make fun of her at the same time. He did not respect Shesh for the hard work she was putting in. And that came out in the mediation call when he laughed at her number. That's my personal opinion there about Steve. He does not respect the work Shesh was doing. All through the last 3 years of this debacle. So, the next one. I'm more. I can do this all day. Let's do this all day. But here, another clip. He's talking about the community here, right? And he dragged us mods in here because of the community. Now suddenly those mods and the community are trolls. Here we go. Let's listen to this one.
We were building a partnership with people, right? That was based upon transparency, was based upon loyalty, was based upon honor, was based upon integrity and trust. Those seem to be the qualities that I had that he didn't have at this point. And
What was that? transparency, integrity, loyalty, and trust and honor. Steve, where's your transparency? Where's your integrity? I don't know. Where's your loyalty? You fucking owed Shesh loyalty at least. And to me, you baka. And now he's treating this community that he built around himself as trolls. Intrigued feline from the live chat. Also, the many of us that said we are NSS, like the community and all those other people involved, is what made the NSS. Yeah. Today Steve sounds like Kyle when Kyle said, I am the Non-Sequitur show. That's what Steve has become today. Or he was pretending that he wanted the community input, but as soon as it got too much for him to handle and it got uncomfortable for him because he was getting pushback, he just ran away. and he became Kyle. He's Kyle 2.0 right now. I could say that. Oh, Steve. Alright. Here we go. This is also another classic. This is on Drunken Peasant. It's like, I'll thank Drunken Peasants for keeping these live streams up because they have given me the timestamps and they have given me this opportunity to like just ask questions to Steve, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Steve? I'm not worried about myself. I'm just worried about the rhetoric that Steve is putting out, trying to put out. Here we go.
Business. You can't change all the passwords. You can't say, you know what, this is all mine now.
Right. Yeah.
There's a way to dissolve a partnership, even if it's just on a handshake. This is why I was like, start your own channel.
Yeah, a side channel.
Yeah. I have a side channel. He could have a side channel. He should have had that from the beginning where he could have done this stuff.
What did he say? That you can't just say that this is now my channel? After you have said that Shesh is going to be my partner? Uh-huh. Steve, I expected better of you, but right now I'm just like, let the shit show carry on and you just jump on an axe with both of your feet. I'm loving it. Shishai crab. Manya, sorry, EMP from the live chat. Manya, I don't do that normally either, but personally after all the live streams, he's a narcissist in my opinion. It's not something I band around a lot, but as you see, he likes to boast he's also worthy. Yeah. I don't even boast like that, seriously. I'm happy to take the title of the shitlord, Steve. Negative exponents from the live stream. Will he ever go on stream and actually get interviewed, so he will have to account for his actions rather than throwing up an edited video someone else made? I don't know. Good question. Ask him. So, one last one, and then I'll summarize everything, and hopefully we can close it up. Here we go. This is the best one. This is my favorite. Let's go. Here we go. And you see Steve like nodding away on this one. Again, thank you Drunken Peasants for this one. This is a gem.
My name is attached to Non-Sequitur. I am half the Non-Sequitur show as co-host. I am 50% of that. Are you trying to cut me out of the funding too?
No. In a 50-50 partnership, no one has authority over the other one.
Yeah, and he just said, I'm not trying to cut you out. He said no, and then he goes on, we'll find out. He's like, oh, no, it is changing. You don't get it in perpetuity.
No.
I'm taking the Teespring, taking all that stuff.
No, not up until the shift started where I started.
So he didn't disagree with Billy, what Billy said there. Or was it Billy or Ben? Either one of them. Sorry, man. I didn't notice that. But as I understand, as what certain people do understand, what the regular term is when you say 50-50% partnership, no one has control over the other. And we saw in the mod call, Steve wanted to have that control. He wanted to have that veto power. That's not a partnership, Steve, and that's not a 50% partnership. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You fucked up big time. Big time. What is all this? Red's video was kind of very pathetic. It was pathetic. It was just him repeating Steve's point word for word, points word to word, and I don't know what credibility he brought in. One, he was a biased party from the start in this whole thing. And if he was so important to the NSS, why wasn't he brought in to the mod call? Why wasn't he there during the mediations? Why wasn't there all that time? It felt like that Steve needed a backup, someone to repeat his agenda, so he brought Reds in for that. Before that, Reds wasn't needed at all. For some reason, maybe because he was expecting us mods to back him up on his bullshit. And where we have seen Steve refer to Shesh as a partner, as Kyle 2.0, several times. And he's agreed here that in a 50-50 partnership, you don't have control over the other. And the finances also doesn't matter. The finances are 50-50 also. You don't get to change the terms. He had a lot of problem with Kyle changing the terms. Then why shouldn't Shesh have the same problem? She was agreeing with you, and it was clear in the mediation call. She said she let everything... It was her respect for you, Steve, that she was letting you... She was deferring to your better judgment out of her respect for you. She wasn't giving up her 50% decision-making power. She was deferring to you out of respect for you. Let me repeat that twice so that you get it in your head. And you took advantage of that. You fucking inflated your ego with that and thought that you were the non-sec show and the non-sec community. You're not the non-sec community, Steve. You're not the non-sec show. You will never be the non-sec show. And that's quite evident with the views that you're getting right now. It's the non-sec channel has just become a Steve 2.0. And you have misused the non-sequitur community. And you have misled us, misguided us, and shame on you for that. Shame on you. I don't care that you accused me of fraud. I got my money back. If I may log in. I can log into my Twitter and show you my receipts. You know, let's see if I can do that. There we go. Oh yeah. Why isn't it logged? Oh, you sent a code to me. 2-factor verification authentication, guys. You should do that. Here we go. Where is it? Got it. Oh, not bad. Wrong. There we go. So, media. I've been promoting Shesh's stuff. And for some reason I've been feeling like Snape from Harry Potter all this week. We can go through this screenshot also where we got someone really we had someone criticize Steve's contract very acutely, if I might say. So, oh, here we are. Here are my receipts. So, if anyone is under any doubt that I didn't get the money back. My money's back in my account. This is in New Zealand dollars, of course. It gets converted, and here are the screenshots proving further that they got the rate they got converted at which. So here we go. The conversion charge off and the conversion rate at that time. So it's all there. So if anybody keeps saying that, oh, they have said they will refund her, but she has not been refunded yet, here you go. I got my money back. And I never mentioned fraud, nor credit card fraud, nor chargeback fraud, nothing of that sort. People have seen that screenshot. I was actually, Steve is so was so vehemently gaslighting me that I had to go back to GoFundMe and ask them to tell me what I exactly put on my complaint. Thanks for that, Steve. I at least have got a confirmation from GoFundMe. You lying asshole. So, Steve, are you going to apologize to me for saying that I committed fraud against GoFundMe? You don't have anything from GoFundMe in written, if I'm not wrong, that I committed fraud. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you, Steve McRae? And it wasn't like your popularity was in the garbage and dumpster anyways. I've now put the lid on it today. Maybe the smell will go away or linger around a bit for a few weeks, but... And to all those assholes who come in late and are trying to, say, oh, I don't get it. Yeah, you will not get it because you were not there. You, one, refused to listen to what was said in the mod call or in the mediation call. Steve was baiting and switching, talking about channel, and then inverted, and then switching, and then talking about the business. Shesh stuck to the channel. And when she tried to talk about the business, Steve went back and accused her of wanting control of the channel. That's how dishonest Steve was being at that time. Where that came from? Was it out of desperation? Need for control? Whatever the issues that Steve is going through mentally or personally, I don't care. That's his responsibility. Shesh should not have had to go all through that because of Steve. And we are done babying you now, Steve. We were babying you so much that it's quite evident now. You can't shut up. You can't stay away from the dark drama. It was us telling you every time, holding you back, telling you, warning you about everything. We are done now. You can have whatever fucking trolls you have, and you can go into the sunset and drive into the sunset with them. Not going to worry about them anymore. And people coming in and trying to say, oh, Shesh didn't mean this, Shesh meant that. Stop speaking for Shesh. Shesh's words speak for themselves, number one. If you have heard the mediation call and the mod call, when she says the YouTube channel, she means the YouTube channel. When she's not contesting the ownership of the YouTube channel, she is not contesting the ownership of the YouTube channel. If she's going to talk about the business, the NSS as a business, she will mention NSS as a business. You guys, because you guys are so biased and you're trying to quote mine and stuff, you refuse to actually listen what Shesh was saying, and Steve did that too. He was so desperate to make Shesh the bad guy in his story that he never ever gave her any charity. Never. And that was quite evident from the mod call. He had decided at that point that Shesh was going to be the bad guy. And he set out to make Shesh the bad guy. And all this thing about, oh, people are whispering in Shesh's ears. No, she is a person who has her own autonomy and she can speak for herself. She can make her own decisions. No, and trying to say that she got shit advice. Stop trying to gaslight her. And stop trying to put down the person who has been advising her, Reverend Ruin. He gave her good advice. I'll say that. I know why people are trying to do that, because Chris looks like a biased mediator, and I've proven that Chris looks like a biased mediator. So they think the only way to make either Chris and Steve look unbiased is to attack the other party. Not to justify Chris's and Steve's actions, but to attack the other party. And for that, I say fuck you. Fuck all of you. Intrigue Feline from the live chat. Mane, she can ask for advice when she wants and needs. Exactly. Resistance. Go take a trip with a long drop and a... Res has no time for bullshit. Crenshaw, well, people are being blocked for not having different opinions. Might be getting blocked for gaslighting and all and acting like that. I don't know. Steve is tagging me and dragging me in his conversations from behind a block when I'm making it a point of untagging him on the Twitter threads. And another person on Twitter dragging me into bullshit when I blocked them both. Stop doing that. That's against terms of services of Twitter to tag people from behind a block. Yeah? Okay. Any questions from the live chat? I will be happy to answer. I think so. I made my case today. I don't know. We can go through the videos again if you want. Dooley, yep, he's blaming this on the trolls getting in sheshes in everyone's head. Yeah, it's like we don't have autonomy. He's trying to say that we are so stupid that we don't think for ourselves. How fucking dare you, Steve? Can I say then someone's whispering in your ear, Steve, and you got shit advice on this? It's the thing about this is that friends don't pay friends. Oh my god, it's so infuriating. It's so infuriating. And I say this to Steve and Reds. If your friends are not going to have your back, then who's going to have your back? Who else is going to have your back? If you can't expect payment for your hard work from your friends, you can't expect anything from strangers. You can't at all. And to everyone out there who's like, who has a friend working for them as an artist or producer, please pay your friends. They deserve payments. They don't deserve payments and exposure. For fuck's sake. Kyle's goldfish, and that's what I heard throughout all the calls. Tyler Durden, welcome to the Guilt by Association Club, man. It sucks when it finally happens to you, right? I don't know. Guilt by Association, whatever, dude. Friends appreciate the labor their friends put in. Exactly. Good point, Honest Red. I have watched this go down for years. Steve repeatedly made it sound like Shesh was going to be a 50-50 partner. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Yeah. Well, this started from 2020, if I'm not wrong. January 2020. Right? And he said that it doesn't matter who has the control of the channel. 50-50 means 50-50, you baka! Why did it change? When did it change? Whose responsibility was it to convey that change? Please tell me. Yours, Steve, and you failed. And I say it again, even if there was a misunderstanding, it was on you to correct it in a respectful manner and not be an asshole about it, because it was your mistake in the end. Your mistake. And I'll tell people why I asked for my refunds. So, when that mod call happened and everything imploded, Rez instance in the NSS Discord server asked for his money back. That screenshot has been going around. I'll bring it up. There we go. And ta-da. So this was Rez asking for his money back, and I replied to that and said, on the same reasoning as Rez, I would like my donations back too. Thank you, Mane. And Steve replied to Rez, can I call you? And I passed on a message from Rez to Steve that he was not willing to talk to him on a call. He was willing to contact Rez, but he didn't contact me. He didn't even acknowledge that I asked for my money back. And then I got blocked. I can't go in the NSS Discord server anymore. I'm blocked from there. I'm blocked on Twitter. How else was I supposed to ask for my money back, Steve? So I went to GoFundMe. And I said, I don't know what's happening. I want my money back. And they gave me my money back. And then you produce the receipts. And when we still don't know whether those receipts are legit or not. We have no way of verifying that. You never responded to my request for the money back. You didn't offer to present any receipts to me. At that time, my Twitter was open. I was in the NSS Discord server. You didn't offer. You didn't even respond. You didn't even ask what money, which money. And you didn't even offer me receipts at that point. That I have receipts. I have spent that GoFundMe money, where it's supposed to go. Nothing like that. Just straight up blocked me. So where was I supposed to go? So I went to GoFundMe. And I got my money back. And then you presented the receipts. Too late, buddy. Too late. And the only reason why I didn't ask for my $850 and more dollars back for the DMCA fund that you had for those DMCA strikes that Kyle had put on your on the non-sec channel or your YouTube channel, because I'd seen the receipts there. That's why. You updated that GoFundMe after the fact I got my refunds a few weeks back, but you still did not put any receipts on that GoFundMe. You put a filing on there. You still haven't put receipts on your GoFundMe page, Steve. You are a fucking idiot. Negative exponents. Mane, what do you think really happened with the GoFundMe funds? Do you have any suspicions that they were used for a reason not stated in the description? The thing was that I didn't trust Steve with money. You know why? Because I came to know that he didn't change the accounts on the AdSense for December and even January, I think. November, December, and January, if I'm not wrong. And he sent the AdSense money to Kyle. And then it came out on Twitter that he was trying to send money to someone who was withdrawing from an addiction. He was trying to send the money. So I was like, I don't trust where this guy is using this money. I don't trust him. I have no way of knowing it because he blocked me everywhere. So I asked for my money back. Simple as that. Doesn't matter. The money is back with me. And there was some moron coming. Oh, if he shows you the receipts, will you put the money back in? I'm like, that's not how it works, honey. I got my money back. That's my hard-earned money. Too late to show the receipts. Why didn't he show me the receipts when I asked him for the money back? Then, in the NSS Discord server. Too late. Timing matters. Time exists. Shasharvik from the live chat. Cool of him and Reds to rip off the CC Caffeine Corner iconography on a video that throws everything that show was about under the bus. Interesting. Abby B. I'm so baffled right now by some of the chat. You see how Steve lies about people surrounding them. This is a rerun of the past many times over. Okay. Tyler Durden from live chat. Shasharvik. I don't know how too much of the Canadian labor laws. Is there any way to see compensation for expected income that was never paid out? 2 years without income is real rough. Exactly. And that, so what Shesh was asking for 2.75 years, It was income. It wasn't a buyout. Please get that in your thick skull and brains. And that was also below the minimum wage, what Shesh was asking for. And she was still ready to negotiate on it and even come up with a payment plan. You know why I can speak for Shesh? Because I've talked to her multiple times. So many times that it's embedded in my brains now. I can talk about this in my sleep and not get it wrong. Baka. Called Shesh her partner. You called her partner. You said she was Kyle 2.0. You said doesn't matter who has the ownership of the channel. 50% partner means 50% partner, you moron. Blocked me everywhere. Didn't offer me receipts. And when I got my money back, oh, here are the receipts, here, take it. And we still have no idea how we are going to verify those receipts. I don't know. She can fuck me. So if anyone wants to go and check those live streams out, what I'll do is I'll put the live streams in the descriptions with the timestamps, so you can go and have a look at those live streams where he's been talking about all this, and then enjoy the shit show. And Steve, fuck you once again. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. For calling me a troll and calling me 2.0 and saying that I'm unhinged or I'm getting back and being a fucking religious narcissist, whatever, what the fuck you were saying on Facebook about me. Fuck you for that. My criticism is uniform. It's fucking uniform. If I'm going to criticize someone who's your contrarian, I'm going to criticize you also. The thing was, I was criticizing you in the background, so it looked like everything was smooth in the front. But now, everything's off. I'm not going to stay in the background anymore. Here I am, on the forefront, telling you, you're an idiot. You know, someone, I think so it was Mr. Serious, wasn't he? He said something really, really profound. That if you have someone who can produce for you, who can do art for you, and can host, and can do community and PR work for you, manage the community and manage the PR work for you, you should be glad to give them the 50% of the responsibilities and the channel and the business. And before people start asking questions, oh, okay, what other assets the business would have? Patreon? Spotify? The podcast would go on the Spotify later on? The Patreon? All that shit. Merch? Merchandise for which Shesh was designing, doing the design work? If she's going to work on all this, plus she's doing the production work for you, Steve, shouldn't she have a say in the channel? But, doesn't matter. Shouldn't be asking the question now. You said she was a partner. You didn't specify what partnership was going to entail. It's your fault. And you refused to accept it. And for some reason you want Shesh to be the bad guy in this. Nobody had to be the bad guy in this. You decided that Shesh was going to be the bad guy. That in turn made you the bad guy. In your own story, in your own life, Steve. And then you decided to bring an X in as if he's going to add any credibility to this whole situation. When the mod call and the mediation call is out there already. Friends don't pay friends for friends shit. What the fuck? Shisharvik from the live chat. The merchandise and the Patreon weren't even in this draft. Exactly. He was just hyper-focused on the channel. Who was going to get all the money from the merchandise and the Patreon, Steve? You? Or Shesh was going to get 50% of that too? You didn't put that in your draft for some reason. Why? And then you threw Chris under the bus and said, oh, I didn't write it. Chris typed it. Nice. Paul Thompson, he's the new Golem, my precious channel. Dooley, does Steve's PR mean that he acts like an ass on Twitter? The thing is that Steve can act whatever he wants to on Twitter. It was around the NSS stuff. That's where the PR was. And because Steve was a co-host, as I said, we were babying him. We were literally babying him in the background. And now the baby gloves are off. Intrigue Feline Mania, just go over his draft for God's sake. Oh yes, 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 let's do that. Oh my god, thank you for reminding me about that. You are awesome, Intrigued. You're fucking awesome. Let's see. Here we go. No, it's in here. Bookmarks. I bookmark shit. No, fuck, I forgot. No, my bad, wrong place. Let's see if we can do this. Blah 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 blah. It should be in the media. Sorry, my bad, guys. Good idea. Here we go. Let's do this. Can we please talk about Steve's fact sheet? Oh my goodness. Don't get me started. No, I'm not getting into that. No way. Alright. So, oh yeah. Ta-da! Woo! Can you guys read that? I hope you guys can read that because... I'll put it on full screen and then I'll get out of the way. Just for the first page, I'll get out of the way. And then, we'll... Here we go. Okay, here we go. Agreement between Steve McRae, and Victoria Klein. Okay, whatever. Regarding the Non-Sequitur show. 1. Steve owns the thing. Okay, if I come back. The thing is that with contracts, you have to be very specific. Steve, as a business-minded person, should know. So all the terms should be defined. What do you mean by certain terms? They should be defined in a contract if you're really going to put forward a contract for someone. And in this contract, for some reason, Steve wanted Chesh to be an independent contractor and not a partner anymore. For some reason. I still don't get it, the reasoning Steve had. Because in the mod call he accepted, Chesh was, yes, she's a partner, but I have full control of the channel. What? And Chesh did not, he was baiting and switching between the channel and the business a lot. He never understood he never wanted to understand, he never listened to Chesh, and when Chesh asked him to repeat what he said to her, he would never do that, for some reason. It was so funny. Alright, let's go. Here we go. Steve owns the channel and the brand and makes final decisions. Victoria is an independent contractor. That the criticism isn't read of this whole contract. What happened to being partnership? Being an independent contractor hereafter, IC, would not make it a partnership. Rather, it would mean Vic is an external employee. Right? It's the same question Steve posed to Kyle. When did it change from me being a partner to an employee? Oh, it was a gradual decrease or something, progression. Irrelevant. When you're a partner, you're a partner. Steve agrees. Point 2. Steve agrees that Victoria should be a part of the decision-making process while she's involved. And although Steve has the final say, her input will always be considered, and where appropriate, she will be consulted. This is such bullshit. So in the Reddit says, who considers what will be up for discussion? Is everything first get up for decision-making process? Or do you, Steve, first get to decide what will you be consulted Vic on? Exactly. This is such an ambiguous statement. if you have the final say, what's the point of, Cheshire making any input? You have the final say. Number 3. Steve agrees that Victoria is able to independently work on or appear on other channels/platforms so long as this does not take priority over NSS work or appearances and does not negatively impact the NSS. Steve, if you want Shesh to be a slave, just say it. I would say that. So in red it says for point 3, that is not in Cheshire's best interest considering the likelihood of this impacting Cheshire's income. I wonder, for the last 2.75 years, how much income did Shesh have? So you want to continue with how Shesh was working for the last 2.75 years, but you don't think you owe her an income for the last 2.75 years of work. Interesting how that works, isn't it? Cheshire's prioritization is her livelihood, exactly, which is determined by income essentially. As such, her income is likely to be higher if she prioritizes work other than NSS at this moment in time. If she gets a commission which pays her $50 for an hour of her work versus a couple of bucks for an hour of NSS work, then she's losing out on potential income. Exactly. Why is she being forced to prioritize NSS, which, according to you, is not making much money, Steve? Why? As I said, if you want a slave, Steve, just say it. You asshole. Kyle Goldfish, where appropriate, she will be consulted. Sounds like an awful lot like informed opinions are sacred. Yeah? Number 4. For any monetization, the agreement is Cheshire will be entitled to a 50% split of all profit from shows. What about the Patreon and the merch, Steve? What about that? Why doesn't it mention that? 50% split of all profit from shows that have been produced since she became formally involved in the NonSequitur show in 2021. This amount is profit, not income. For example, why profit? If she's an independent contractor, she is entitled to an income. Who decided it's going to be a profit? Who the fuck are you to decide that she's going to get a profit? If she is working as an independent contractor, and if she is an independent contractor, she can decide what projects she's going to prioritize. Someone is not that business-minded as far as I know. So, he gives a fucking stupid example. So, in red it says, if Cheshire is going to be an independent contractor, then it should be a flat fee. Exactly. She is external and thereby should not be dependent on the chance income and thereby potential profits of the business. Exactly. Additionally, what is considered to be from shows? Is it ad revenue, super chats, Streamlabs, channel memberships, Patreon, merchandise sales, crypto donations? These all need to be specifically mentioned and to the extent it is relevant. What counts as income is vague. Exactly. Moreover, you are essentially making Cheshire pay double tax. First pay United States tax for which she is not liable for, and then she has to pay the Canadian tax as well when she actually receives her income. That should not be the case. Exactly. Oh my god, whoever made this point in red for point 4, you're my hero. You're my hero, man. Or woman. Or cat. Alright, let's go. Point 5. I can come back now because the first page is up. So I can come back now, and my fucking mouse decided to give up on me for some reason. Mouse? Where did you go? Far out, man. What the hell happened here? I don't know. I don't like this mouse. I'm gonna get a new one. Okay. Point 5. Victoria will be entitled to the same split regardless of whether she's actively involved in a show or not. This is also applicable if she's solely involved in the show. I'm disinclined to acquaintance and enunciation on this stipulation. I like this. So, I would like to go back to point 4 again. So, the thing around, the monetization, the agreement, Shesh will be entitled to 50% split of all shows. Again, why is it from the shows she started working on a specific date. What about before that? She has been working for you, Steve, before that. Why doesn't she, deserve an income? Did you hire her from when the NSS show came back? No. She was working for you before that for 2.75 years. All right, point 6. As a separate payment and using the same structure as above, Steve agrees to pay Cheshire the residuals for shows prior to her formally being involved in NSS once these residuals have covered an amount of $5,000, which is the cost of legal fees incurred by Steve to recover NSS. For example, if the average residual amount was $200 per month after tax, then it would be 25 months. This applies as long as she is involved in the channel. Steve agrees to keep Victoria updated as the progress of this. Recovery of legal fees incurred by Steve in regards to the NSS proceedings is wholly on Steve's to bear and ought to be recovered through payments by the defendant in that case. It is a separate issue which has been outside of Cheshire's responsibility all throughout. Exactly. If she's an independent contractor, why is she responsible for paying your legal shit, Steve? And this is also another thing, right? If she's a 50-50 partner, right? Steve said something very interesting in the mod call, and someone highlighted that for me, and an epiphany happened. Steve, why should Cheshire be out of $2,500 and you be with in pocket plus $2,500? Because once $5,000 is out of the channel expenses and goes towards the legal fund, or whatever you put for the legal fees and all that, right? You'll get that $5,000 back from Kyle. You never said that you're going to put back your thing back in the channel when Shesh asked you. That means you were planning on keeping that $2,500, whereas you expected Shesh's $2,500 to go back into the channel. So net, she has $0 on her hand. You have plus $2,500 in your $2,500 in your pocket. Why so? That's unfair even if she was a partner. That's unfair even if she is an independent contractor. I got an engineering degree, bitch. I know how math works. I know how accounts work. Shesh was going to be out of pocket $2,500, and she would have net $0 in her pocket, and you would have plus $2,500 in your pocket from Kyle. Wow, Steve. And it's funny, like, you want to pay Shesh with the residuals of the shows she wasn't on, but then you say that she's only going to get 50% split from the shows which she has produced since she became formally involved in NSS. Then why are you putting this 0.6? It's as if you are subconsciously acknowledging that she is a partner. And she is supposed to be a partner, not an independent contractor. This is confusing, Steve. Get your shit together and write a proper contract. This is what you sent as a final proposal for Shesh, and when it came out, you said, oh, this was a draft. You don't send a draft proposal to someone. No wonder Shesh rejected this bullshit. Here we go. 7th point. In the event of Steve recovering the legal fees, the above expense will no longer apply, and any money already applied to this expense will be reimbursed. For example, if $1,000 has been applied to the expense and the $5,000 is recovered, then the expense no longer exists, and Victoria would be entitled to half of the $1,000, while you have $4,000 in your pocket. Interesting. And when Shesh asked you again and again whether you were going to put the rest of that money, I mean the $4,000, into the channel, you absolutely refused to answer that question, Steve. You refused to answer that question. I wonder why. And in red it says, as above, not on Cheshire to bear. Exactly. An independent contractor does not bear your profits, Steve. Their income does not depend on your profits. And anyone who says otherwise is stupid. Please show me anywhere where any independent contractor says, oh yeah, I'll take a commission from your profits. Bullshit. Bullshit. Point 8. From time to time, there may be another person involved in a split or receive a payment. Then what is this about 50% split of the profit? Why the 0.4? Guest who is being paid a fee, other co-host. In this situation, the money would be split the same by Steve and Victoria using above example. Again, if Cheshire is an independent contractor, why is she bearing the expenses of running the show, Steve? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You baka. Point 9. Steve agrees not to incur any unreasonable expenses that would affect Cheshire's profit split, spending the entire income on marketing expenses, etc. Cheshire is an independent contractor, should not be dependent on the variable income and thereby potential profits of the business. And again, what do you mean by unreasonable? You need to define that term. Is there a cap of amount that after which the expenses become unreasonable? See? This is someone who has signed contracts before. You need to define your terms, Steve. That's what a contract has. No place for ambiguity. You should know, being business-minded. Point 10. Steve agrees not to act in any way that can negatively affect Cheshire's ability to earn an income from NSS. That point is moot because point 3 kind of moots this point. They both are oxymorons. Because you have the final say, that might take precedent. Point 3 might take precedent over point 10. In what circumstances will point 3 take over point 10? You have not defined that. There's a conflict going on in this contract with point 1, point 3, and your point 10. And you have not described any boundaries in here or any caps. So it looks like you will do as you choose to please. So in red for the point 10, this is in conflict with stipulation 3 exactly, wherewith Cheshire is to prioritize the NSS over her potential work, and thereby Cheshire's ability to earn an income as an independent contractor, irrespective of it being from NonSequitur show. Furthermore, it is not clear as to what consequences are for when you, Steve, has acted in any way that did negatively affect Cheshire's ability to earn an income from NonSequitur show. Yeah, what's the penalty, dude? If you do end up doing that, what is it? Oops. Oops, I did it again. Is that what's going to happen, Steve? You'll just say, oops, won't happen again, and then do it again. What's stopping you in this contract? Are you going to pay her a fixed penalty then? In form of money? Nothing. This is from business-minded Steve, everybody. Point 11. Steve agrees to increase Victoria's Super Chat split for Caffeine Corner on the Steve McRae channel to reflect above. I'm disinclined to acquiesce an enunciation on this stipulation. Yeah, I don't know what Caffeine Corner has to do with this. No idea. Point 12. All payments are made in US dollars and are subject to exchange rate at the time. At present, this. If it depends on the exchange rate at the time, why are you mentioning any exchange rate? I don't understand. Absolutely, second line is bonkers. You don't have to put in the second line if you're going to depend on the exchange rate at the time. God, my head is hurting right now. Smitty, aha, Mani admits it. What did I admit? She played with my heart. Yes, I played with your heart, Smitty. I did. Alright, here we go. Let's finish this. 13. Payments will be made monthly and on 25th day of the following month. This can be via PayPal or bank transfer, whichever Cheshire's preference. Any bank or PayPal fees are Cheshire's responsibility. Why the fuck? Why? The time period between is rather excessive. It should be made within 1 week of the month. Exactly. I get it the day it's supposed to come in my bank account. Not even a day further. Not plus 1 day, not minus day. I get paid fortnightly. I get paid on a Tuesday. It's in my inbox by 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. And why is it Shesh's responsibility to bear the PayPal and bank transfer fee? I don't pay for the bank fee for when the company pays me. Why? Especially when she's an independent contractor. I don't get it. And also, like, how can we make sure that it's going to come in by 25th since you have already sent some of it to Kyle? Have you made the arrangements, Steve, to get the money from Kyle? No? Have you made the arrangements that it comes into your bank from now on and not go to Kyle? I don't believe you if you say you have. Don't say Fortnite, you will scare the Americans. Point 14. Cheshire will need to provide an invoice to Steve each month. So it's dependent on the reported income, revenue by you. So are you going to give her access to your revenue streams and all that? And why should she provide you with an invoice when it's dependent on the profit? This is like Steve is like having this cake and eating it too. Why don't you sit on that, Steve, and shove it up your ass? Point 15. Cheshire is responsible for any taxes or local laws, etc. that apply to her receiving payment in Canada. Steve bears no responsibility. Again, no comments. The thing is that Steve is saying, oh, you're responsible for my bank transfer fee and PayPal fee, and then you're responsible for your local fee also. Seriously, Steve? Point 16. Steve does not guarantee any level of success or income from the NSS apart from the agreed above amounts. Then why should she prioritize NSS? Why should she? As an independent contractor, she will go for contracts that will pay her more than NSS. So you, Steve, if you want a slave, just say it. Point 16 in red. This highlights again that Cheshire is being an independent contractor. The priority on NSS is creating a lot of risk for Cheshire Vic. Cheshire Vic is an independent contractor, should not be dependent on the variable income and thereby potential profits of the business. Fair. Negative exponents from the live chat. Mania, that's the other question I had. The AdSense going to Kyle. Did he just forget to change it to his AdSense, or do you even believe that was the truth? I don't know. That's what he told us. Now I don't believe him a bit. I think so he just pocketed the money. So, point 17. This agreement can be ended by either party on mutual decision giving 2 weeks notice. Oh, really, Steve? So you can kick Shesh out whenever you want? Steve retains the channel in that situation. Again, what about the merchandise, Patreons, Spotify, and all that shit? And agrees to pay Victoria for any continuing revenue from her appearances for a period that is equal to the period she has formally involved. For example, the show will be blah 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 blah. Again, in red, if her image is being used and her work is being used, it should be in perpetuity. Steve? In perpetuity. Right? In perpetuity, for as long as the image and the work is being shown, only with agreement from Victoria that either to be removed. Additionally, the mutual decision is moot if only requires either party. And again, like you said, the final decision is made by you, so what's the even point of this? Point 1 says, you will make the final decisions. You will have the decision-making power. And why 3 years of residuals? If she's an independent contractor, every time you use her imagery, you're supposed to pay her. That's how it works, Steve. You can't have your eat and cake, have it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too, sorry. Blah. This is giving me a headache. Point 18. Despite the condition, 18. What? Was it 17 or 18? I think you meant 17. Steve agrees to guarantee the arrangement for a period of 12 months. Cheshire is able to terminate the agreement at any time. No comments. Again, which one will take precedence over when? I don't know. And why does it matter when you have the final say? What's the point of all this when you have the final say? I don't get it. Point 9. This agreement will be reviewed every 12 months, and when the NSS is at 100,000 YouTube subscribers... No comment. So you're saying 12 months and when the YouTube channel has reached 100,000 subscribers, not before. So it's like one of the conditions is the YouTube channel should have 100,000 subscribers. Before that, you won't even consider this and this agreement to be reviewed, because it says and, not or. Steve, do you know the significance of that? So Shesh has to wait till the channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. That could be forever, never. So this agreement will never be reviewed. Were you high, Steve, when you were fucking writing this down or dictating it or whatever? Were you high? God damn it. Shishayavik from live chat. He even broke the number 3 before I even got the fucking thing. Here we go. So, point 20. If there are any disputes, a third party will be used to mediate. This is the first fair stipulation. Again, since you have the final say, and since you are going to decide what goes into dispute, so who's going to decide who's going to be the third party, you or Shesh? Or will a third party be decided on both of your agreement? But if you have the final say, you might just tell Shesh, no, I chose Chris. We'll go with Chris. He knows about business, so we'll go with Chris. Really? To me, that's not a fair stipulation. That's a very vague stipulation. Very vague stipulation. Since if Steve is controlling what reaches to the desk of Cheshire to even discuss, and then if a dispute arises, it doesn't say how a third party will be selected or agreed upon. What's the criteria for a third party? Professional relationships? Personal relationships? Nothing mentioned. 21. This agreement will remain confidential. Considering that a lot of your Steve statements have been in public that essentially contradict what is stated within the agreement, it actually should be put out in the public. Agreed. And actually Shesh rejected this whole thing, so she wasn't any obligation to keep it confidential. Point 22. Steve agrees to provide Cheshire reasonable access to viewing income revenue. What's reasonable, Steve? Again, vague. The red says, what is considered to be reasonable? Who is determining that? Again, is Shesh determining that or you're determining that? It is in regards to timing or to the extent to what is shown. The stipulation is too vague for an agreement. True. Tyler Durden. Third party arbitration usually means you hire an actual arbitrator. Exactly. Not get someone who has made appearances with you on your channel and has a professional relationship with you. That's not a third party, Steve. And that's not qualified to be mediated, let's just say. Last point, 23. Steve and Victoria both agree to not to disparage each other in public while this agreement is in place, and also for any period after where Victoria is still receiving residual payments. Disparagement whilst the business agreement is active would severely hurt the income of the business. That ought to be common sense. But if Cheshire is not getting a fair income, and she's practically a slave where she's supposed to prioritize NSS, and she's being forced to give up contracts which are paying her more, and she can't spend time on those contracts, what is she supposed to do? How is that resolved, Steve? Nothing around that in this contract. This contract is bullshit. I would never sign such a contract. I've got a better contract than this. So, Steve, learn shit. Learn from this. And stop. Just stop. Take a deep breath and think about what you have done. We have been with you through all of this for 3 years, and you labeled us all trolls in one. It didn't take you even like 1 hour to label us trolls, because we gave you a pushback. Oh well. And I didn't commit any fraud. I don't know where that Steve got from. That's a very, very false that's a false statement. You ought to be ashamed of that, Steve. Okay. Anything from the live chat? Let's have a look at the live chat. Yeah, Mr. Shears is right from the live chat. He says, even here Reds wasn't involved. Yeah. Even to this point, Reds wasn't involved. I wonder why. And why he was suddenly involved after everything just... After Steve had the channel. After Steve got the channel back, he had the channel. He had to still bring in Reds for some reason. Why? Was it because your reputation was going down the garbage, Steve, and you wanted someone to back you up on it? Okay. As far as I know, Steve, you have been pretty dishonest this whole time. Very dishonest. You attacked me unnecessarily. You have been on a constant man-child tantrum this whole time. Let me put it this way. And you're projecting on other people, telling them that they are being emotional. It's you who has been highly charged and emotional all this time. Alright, 2 hours warning. Thanks, Jack. So, I'll end this here. And if you have any questions, you can just put it in the comments. I'll put the links to those videos. Steve has said Shesh was his Steve has said that Steve has said that Shesh is going to be his partner. Steve said that. And then there are many places where he has said that who owns the channel doesn't matter. 50-50 is 50-50. And if he couldn't clarify that, it's his fault. And friends have your back. Friends pay and some more, and even add a tip. If you can't expect your friends to have your back in terms of income, you can't expect anything from strangers in this world. So, I'll end on this. Fuck you, Steve. Shame on you. And Reds. Shame on you too, Reds. Bye.